The CEO discovered that his newlywed wife was actually squatting on the floor to eat. He rushed over to persuade the girl to eat at the table, but to his surprise, the girl fearfully said that she didn't want to be beaten. The CEO and his grandmother were both stunned when they heard that, and it was the servant nearby who revealed the whole truth. It turned out the girl used to be a rich heiress, but because she was a little mentally slow, her family didn't like her. Ever since her mother passed away, her life had been filled with suffering. She was not only tormented by her stepmother and stepsister, but was even made to live with the dogs in the courtyard. Even her daily meals were just leftovers. That day, the stepmother and stepsister planned to use the girl as a bargaining chip for company financing. They were going to send her to a nouveau riche businessman. So the stepsister lied, saying she was taking the girl to see her mom. She was ready to trick her away. Sure enough, the girl believed her. She followed her stepsister to a hotel. Under her stepsister's coaxing, the girl took a shower and changed into clean clothes. Just as she happily thought she was going to see her mom, a strange man unexpectedly appeared in her room, and in the face of absolute strength, the girl had no power to resist. She could only let the man bully her, but in the chaos, she accidentally knocked the man to the floor. That gave her a chance to escape. At that time, the CEO was also in the hotel receiving treatment for an illness. It turned out the CEO had been poisoned. Only a woman with a special constitution could help detoxify him, but the assistant had brought countless beautiful women, none of whom the CEO found acceptable. But in just an hour, it would be the rare celestial alignment. If they couldn't find someone to detoxify him by then, the CEO would die from the poison. But the CEO wasn't afraid. He wanted to see how powerful the poison really was, so he ordered his assistant to prepare the penthouse suite. He wanted to face it alone. And on his way to the top floor, the CEO unexpectedly ran into the girl. They even had physical contact, but the CEO wasn't repulsed by it. At that moment, the girl's cry for help kept echoing in his ears. So he took the girl to his room, and just like that, the two became connected. But the next morning, the naive girl thought the CEO was a bad guy, so she quietly left the room. When the CEO woke up, he was shocked to find he was still alive, and he also found the necklace the girl had left behind. That was when the CEO realized the girl was the destined one he had been looking for. But because of the poison's effect last night, he hadn't clearly seen the girl's face, so he could only have his assistant fully investigate, and ordered to find the owner of this necklace. At that moment, the girl had already been taken back home by her father's men. When the family found out their plan had been ruined by the girl, they furiously began scolding her. Even her own father blamed her for the failed financing deal. Furious, he immediately ordered her to be locked in the basement. Just as the father was worrying about the company's funding, the news reported that the CEO was looking for the owner of a necklace and planned to marry her as his wife. When they saw the necklace, the father immediately recognized it as the girl's. Only then did the stepsister suddenly realize that the girl had been with the CEO the night before. But the CEO didn't know who the girl was. Upon hearing this, the stepmother suggested having her daughter impersonate the girl and marry the CEO instead. Then she could help her husband's company gain more benefits. The three of them immediately agreed without needing to discuss further. They went straight to the basement and snatched away the other half of the necklace from the girl's hand. It turned out the necklace was actually a matching pair. It had been left to her by her mother. So the stepsister brought the necklace to the CEO. When the CEO saw that the two necklaces could fit together perfectly, he believed that she was the woman from that night. But she gave the CEO a strange feeling. For some reason, he found her very off-putting. Still, he promised to propose a month later. After the stepsister left, the CEO told his assistant to investigate her whereabouts that night. A month passed quickly. Just after returning from a business trip, the CEO learned his grandmother had fallen ill, so he postponed the engagement visit. He went to the hospital to see his grandmother. Fortunately, her condition wasn't too serious. Only then did the CEO feel relieved. Meanwhile, the stepsister started to panic. Seeing that the CEO still hadn't come to propose, she began to suspect the CEO had discovered her deception. If that were true, she would be finished. But the cruel stepmother wasn't afraid at all. To ensure her daughter married into wealth, she even contacted the black market. As long as the girl's body had no issues, they could make her disappear from the world completely. That way, the CEO would never learn the truth. Shockingly, the girl's father agreed to his wife's plan. He even urged them to hurry up. Soon, the stepmother brought the girl to the hospital for a checkup. Thankfully, the girl only had mild malnutrition. There were no other illnesses, but the doctor told them that the girl was already pregnant. The moment they heard this, both mother and daughter were stunned. But because of the girl's malnutrition and her mental condition, the doctor advised them to give up the baby. But the girl refused after hearing this. She said she wanted to keep the baby in her belly, but the stepmother used her mental condition as an excuse and immediately arranged for an abortion. The girl realized they were going to take away her baby. Terrified, she ran out immediately. She happened to run into the CEO, who was also at the hospital. Seeing the stepsister and her mother about to catch her, the girl ignored the CEO's attempt to stop her and ran away. But the CEO felt an unexplainable sense of familiarity with her, so he told his assistant to investigate the girl's whereabouts that night. Soon, the assistant reported the results to the CEO. He stated that the girl had indeed been at the hotel that night. The assistant also learned from the doctor that the girl was pregnant. Only then did the CEO finally realize that the girl was the woman from that night. So he ordered the hospital to be locked down and launched a full search for the girl. But at that moment, the girl hiding in the bathroom had already been found by her stepsister and stepmother. When they saw the girl refuse to abort the baby, the two women were furious. To stop her from ruining their plan, they cruelly beat the girl. Even though she was already showing signs of miscarriage, they still didn't stop. Fortunately, at the critical moment, a voice stopped them.